Hey, community. I'm Mike from Gayish, a.k.a. Auntie Johnny Walker.
And I'm Kyle, a.k.a. Auntie House Red from Gayish.
Here's what's brewing today.
Gayish with pride.
Beautiful scrotums.
And oral sex. So get your cups ready for Minority Report.
Hey, welcome to Minority Report. It's Auntie Carell.
It's Auntie Dwan.
And it's Auntie Jarrell. Hey, y'all.
Hey, and I'm excited. We have two of our favorite people back on here. We have Mike and Kyle from Gayish. What's up, booze?
Hey, happy Pride, everybody.
Hey, guys.
Hello, y'all.
Right.
It's been a minute. It's honestly been a minute. Yeah, and then
It has been.
and Miss Carell over here got the Have a Nice Gay shirt on, and I'm just
You know.
literally just a trip down memory lane. I was like, people are really helping each other get through this pandemic, though. You know,
Yeah.
doing this like we were doing the work.
That is the thing I did is record podcasts. That is what I did. That is the thing that got my mind off of everything.
It's so
Yeah.
true. Do you think I could get some money on eBay for this? Like, is this vintage? Is this like vintage couture?
I mean, I think you should probably store that with your Beanie Babies and hold on to it.
And community, if you don't remember, it was during the quarantine part, and I forget what year and time frame, but we were graciously allowed to be on Have a Nice Gay, where it was a daily bite-sized podcast. Really.
Yeah, affirmations and like
Yeah.
queer history and songs. That was fun.
It was
honestly,
fun.
yeah. A lot of work though.
Yeah,
I did
and
not
actually,
participate
like,
at all.
we had you on. You were on an episode, Bill.
Yeah.
It was super fun, and I do miss it. And like, you know, just like full transparency or whatever, it was during the pandemic, and I was like not in a super good mental health space. I just couldn't do it, and
I get it.
that really sucks, because I know it meant a lot to a lot of people. We still get messages from people who are like, bring back Have a Nice Gay. Like, maybe. Yeah.
We might have to do like a anniversary, like a yearly anniversary bite-sized chunk and say, hey, bitches, we're back. Hopefully
That
you're
would
doing
be
well.
fun.
See you next year.
Okay, instead of once a day, we could do once every year, and that would make it way more doable.
Yeah.
Or you know what? It's Pride Month now. Next year for Pride, we can do it for Pride Month.
Yeah.
Yeah, that might be a good idea.
Second, you know.
DeWan's like, nope, I'm sticking to my
He said y'all can do that. Y'all
Right.
go ahead with that.
It could be like
Oh.
a Pride advent calendar. Like, you get to open one episode a day for Pride.
That's cute.
And it's our legs. You got to open up every day.
Yeah.
Who said mine was closed to begin with?
That part.
What comes pre-opened?
Stay ready, so you have to get ready. You know, look.
Oh, that's right. Oh man, but no, we adore Gayish. And before we even get further into the episode, I know just on behalf of Minority Report, we just want to say thank you to you two, because you guys have always looked out after us, honestly, from the get-go. So
Yes.
we appreciate that. We
Yeah.
genuinely do. So thank you. You guys are our favorite. So
And it's a genuine
Oh.
friendship for me too. It's like, and
Yeah.
every time I see either of y'all out too, it's just like an extra like little because it's not just two people I randomly see, but we've interacted in multiple different ways. And I don't know. I feel like I know y'all, although like I rarely see y'all, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Well, I'm just old and cranky now and barely go out. But whenever I see you, it's magical. I really love it. And there was a while there where I was packing your shirt around so I could give it to you, just in case. I'm going to run into Jarrell any day now. And
did you have like your purse or something? Just like,
Right,
I
yeah.
got your shirt.
It's true. Like every time we would run into each other, it was just very random. It was like, oh my God, hey girl, how you been? And it's
yeah.
never.
Funny.
Yeah.
I need to get
Yeah,
out to
for sure.
Seattle.
Yeah, you
I've
do.
never been to Seattle, but I know. I keep saying it. Well, I mean, you know, we had COVID there for a while, and you know.
And then on the flight
Life-
prices,
life-
decided they wanted to do doubles.
Life be life. But Dewan, I have a question for you real quick.
Okay.
What does Diana Ross, Pink, Charlie Puth, and Beyonce have all in common with Gayish?
Who's Charlie Puth?
Oh Lord.
It doesn't matter. What do the other folks have in common with Gayish?
Have they been on their podcast before?
Oh, that would be fire if they did. But they're
Yes.
all going on a summer tour. Hey,
All right.
tell us more about this tour this summer.
It's the for me.
Hold on. Not using Auntie Shar as a plot device to get into another conversation.
You know, you gotta set it up.
Okay, to be fair, Charlie Puth is one of the people that I just skipped out on. I'm like, you know what? I don't need to know about everyone. I'm going to pass on him. I'll catch the next one. Let me know whoever the next one is, and I'll pick him up. I'll go from the beginning. That's fine. I'm just skipping this one.
Yeah.
I was gonna say other names like Madonna and stuff, but I was like, okay, that might be too on the nose to like catch it. So
Okay.
Uh-huh.
You just wanted the Auntie Shar answer. Who is
1000%.
Who is Charlie Puth?
Well,
so where's
Crow,
where's the tour
we did-
starting?
Yeah, we didn't even pay you to say that. That's fantastic.
No.
When do we bring the tour up? I don't know. Just be chill, Mike. No. So we're actually starting, Dewan, we're starting in your backyard. We're going to be in New York, in Hell's Kitchen at The Spot. That's coming up June 4th at 7 p.m. So, and then the rest of the tour, we're doing about one a month. That's sort of the plan. So then we'll be in Seattle for Pride on Friday, June 23rd. Going to Chicago at Sidetrack in Boys Town, and that's July 29th. Then we'll be in San Francisco at Oasis August 13th, Los Angeles at Akbar on September 10th, and then Kyle's backyard where he grew up, Houston. We'll be in Houston October 15th at a place called
Houston,
Tiki.
Texas, baby.
Okay,
Yeah.
hey, that sounds amazing. Honestly, and I need a vacation so bad. I'm like, I'm gonna be at every single one, and I'm like, but you can't afford all that. In my mind, I'm like, ooh,
Drill's like, ooh, open an act, like
Wow.
fluffer, something.
Yeah,
Let us get back from Europe first before you dream about something else.
yeah.
Okay.
And I'm
That
low
is
key
true.
kind of
That
mad
is
because
true.
the fact that I'm just now hearing that you're kicking off your world tour in my backyard, and this is the first time that I'm hearing about this.
Yeah.
Rude.
Sorry. Although you are you're on the list of, like, Kyle and I had a conversation just a couple of nights ago about, like, who would we give tickets to just to get them there and see their faces, and you're at the top of that list. So if any of y'all can come to any or all of those dates, just let me know and we'll hook you up with some food.
Yeah,
shit.
I would.
Well,
I will-
I will be there at Seattle. I will be here for Pride.
I
will
might
be
just
there,
have to hop on
absolutely.
this train from Philly to New York, even though I think that's Pride Sunday here in Philly, but maybe I'll hop on the train. We'll see. I might be drunk on the train and just be that belligerent person in the crowd.
June 5th.
That's Pride to me.
Right, that is right.
Uh,
Sounds
yeah,
about
June,
right.
June 4th, Sunday, June 4th.
I love it.
She's taking her booked and busy schedule, her calendar.
I'm clear.
Oh,
Nice.
So we might have to figure that out. But
Yeah,
what made you want to go on tour? Like, that's an awesome idea. And then B, that's just like a lot of planning. So how did that even come about?
Yeah, it's a lot of planning for Mike specifically. It's a lot of planning that Mike does exclusively. It sounds exhausting. Yeah.
I was like, I just show up. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, live shows are my department for sure. We've done some live shows like off and on, and just always had a really, really awesome time with it. And we told our Patreon supporters, like, hey, if you can get us to like this level, then we'll do a tour. And we've just been so super duper close for so long. And so this is not the tour that we've been promising Patreon, but still we were itching to do something. So we just turned 6 in April. So we announced this as our 6th anniversary tour. So we
Yay.
picked 6 cities for our 6th birthday and decided to go for it. So yeah, it is a lot of fucking work.
I believe it. It's like, oof, I'm exhausted for you, but congrats. That is awesome. And congrats
Thank you,
on
yeah.
turning 6.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. You're not that far behind us, really.
Yeah, we just turned, what, 4?
4.
You know, we're in that terrible toddler stage. We just be crying and yelling out.
Throwing temper tantrums.
the norm. But yeah, no, congrats. That is awesome. We just adore you all. So we'd love to see your success. It's awesome. So
thank you so much. And ditto. I think what y'all are doing is so important. Like for Black queer men to be in this space, I think is just so awesome. So I really really appreciate you and the work that you're doing.
Thank you. We didn't pay them to say that either. So. But okay, enough of the pleasantries. Let's get into the episode here. So,
all right.
one article, and maybe this is similar to Gayish's news. We got a couple news articles that have been kind of hot and off the presses here, and one major one that I'm assuming I won't put words or anything in anybody's mouth, but assuming might affect us is that they're saying that oral sex is now the leading risk factor for throat cancer. Which is kind of crazy to start. They're saying over the past 2 decades that there's been a rapid increase in throat cancer in the West. So I'm assuming that might be Seattle, LA. No, I'm just saying.
Sorry, that's been me. That's been on me.
Single-handedly.
Yeah.
To the extent that some have called it an epidemic, this has been due to the large rise of a specific type of throat cancer. And the main causes from the HPV virus, or HPV, I guess that's double. Yep, I can't even say these big words. So yeah, it's a sexually transmitted disease, and they're saying it is
infection,
the largest, largest risk factor for throat cancer. So now that they put this out, is this going to curtail any of you all's participation in oral sex, or you're just like, that's part of the risk that it comes with it?
Yeah, I got a story real quick. It goes along with So, I was doing the dirty on the Lord's Day, and I forgot I had a dentist appointment the next day. And you know how they say they can tell that you've been sucking dick because the root, because they can tell by the top of your mouth when you've been sucking dick. Mm-hmm. And it hit me as she was like cleaning my mouth. I was like, this bitch know I was sucking dick yesterday. While she was in my mouth.
Giving you the business. Biz was giving you the business on the Lord's Day.
The whole time. Oh, and I literally started dying laughing while she was like cleaning my mouth.
She got out of the appointment 4 hours later.
She comes back.
That part.
She comes back. She's like, do you have that special mouthwash that, for your gums and for your mouth? And I was like, no, just go ahead and pass it on over here. Like, I know exactly why you saying this.
But you're reminding me that I have a dentist appointment this week. Shit.
So
I'm gonna have to cancel half my appointments.
And here's the thing in this article: it says those with 6 or more lifetime oral sex partners are 8.5 times more likely to develop this cancer.
We all gonna die.
Lifetime,
honey. 6?
Are we talking people or inches?
All the above.
Because the math ain't math then.
Right.
So, knowing this fact, are you just like, I'm just slobbing away, or does it stand in the back of your mind now?
It seems like you can't do anything anymore. Like, Mother Nature, why can't we just have this? Please, just let us have this. It's like,
I got the HPV vaccine, and I don't know if it's a super all-powerful vaccine that makes it so I can never possibly get any of this, but I'm going to assume it is and keep acting as if, and that way I don't have to really think about it.
Well, it does say in this article that obviously they say the young girls should get the vaccine, but then part of the headline says boys should have the HPV vaccine too, so... You might be in the
For a while, that was something they were recommending to gay men, and it was only under a certain age. And it's like one of those things where women are always expected to take on the burden of the healthcare, and then it's like, oh, I guess boys are the ones that often give it to them. So maybe they should be maybe they should get it too. It just seems like following the similar path that we see in healthcare. That's very frustrating. So yeah,
that's a super important message to get out too, because I thought that I was too old for the HPV vaccine and just never got it. I'd missed that boat or whatever. And then my doctor, who's super awesome, was like, no, you up to 45, I think is what he said. You can get the HPV vaccine up to age 45, so go for it. And so I did. And I
I
wouldn't
feel
have
like
known
that's
that if
something
I
that they
hadn't.
updated recently, like in the
Yeah.
last, call it decade. Because the same thing happened to me as well. Like I had always heard like maybe up to 18 or something like that. I was like, oh, a bitch old. Nah, I missed that
Yeah,
opportunity. And same thing, my doctor was like, no, we can still give it to you now, and it will aid the it won't harm you. We'll say that. Yeah.
Isn't like what's isn't there like a high number of people who already have HPV though? Like, isn't they say like the chances of getting it are very high just because of how many people already have HPV? I don't know. This article just seems a little stretched. Like they basically just trying to tell you like suck dick with a condom on. Ain't nobody doing that. You know,
Right.
like it's just
I mean, well,
no.
that happened a lot in the 90s. Let me just say, back then,
You was sucking dick with condoms on, Dewan? Ooh.
I said that happened. I didn't say that.
He said, not me.
But the response sounded like own history. Like she's like back in the day what we used to do.
That stuff happened over there.
Like, I have a latex intolerance, darling.
There's a story there, but we got other
Please
things
do
to
tell.
talk about.
Oh, we can make time. I think we got.
We will make time.
I see there's room in the minutes right there. Yep, go for it.
I don't know. I just don't. I would rather not do it if I had to do it with a condom on. And I'm saying oral sex. I'm not saying everything else. That's me personally. And I know that that's not very. It's very reckless because there are all kinds of things that can be transmitted orally. But I'm just speaking my truth.
I think that's probably all of our truths.
Right. I don't think he's gonna get a single denial from me.
But I do think that there's this narrative that's been passed around for a long time that like oral is safe, period. Right? Like there were some people who were using condoms, like you said, back in the day, and a lot of that's just because of the AIDS crisis, HIV/AIDS crisis. But like we've been told choose safer sex, and oral is like close to the top of heads, like the safest as it can get. So this article just like gets at that fear that like that like you've been lied to, or that like now you got to think about it when you never did before. And
I don't know. I just feel like it's a very false equivalency. I mean, I know that this is research that's like that follows all of the protocols of how one does research, but I remember reading in the article, right? I just remember reading the article. It said something to the effect of, that they surveyed all these people and of all the people that they surveyed, they all had oral sex at some point in time in their lives.
Yes, as in the study that my colleagues and I
Ain't
conducted,
that everybody who has
1,000
sex?
people. And it says 80% of adults reported practicing oral sex at one point in their lives.
And so
but I think it might get back to the six.
The 20% of people who aren't having sex. But the other 20 people who are just regularly having sex, if that's the point of correlation for this disease, that's a little tough for me.
Yeah. Well, I think I'm with the masses here that I'm going to continue with the streak that I am on.
Yeah.
And
this doesn't change it.
No. But then another study that's out there is talking about identifying the beautiful scrotum. So they're just, here we are needing like research for the HIV research and all this stuff, and they're over here spending coin on beautiful scrotums. But it says here they were doing a survey here where they did 36 close-up black and white photographs of scrotums, trying to ultimately decide if there is a possibility to identify a beautiful scrotum, which they learned that they must instead speak of least ugly scrotum. This is wild. So, and the reason they were doing this study is because the cosmetic surgery of tightening one's scrotum has been increasing. So the plastic surgery field of tightening one's scrotum has increased in recent times. So, questions.
The removing of webbing is a very common So you have the shaft, and then you have the balls that hang down, and sometimes people have like elongated webbing that goes up the shaft, and so it's a very common practice for men that have that condition to have that removed so that their scrotum basically
I'm
just
going to
hangs
ask
down.
you again on this question, then, Dewan. Are you researching? Are you researching this for personal things, or are you saying over there again?
Over there.
Okay.
I'm high and tight.
So yours would be considered maybe a beautiful scrotum. Is that what you're saying?
According to some researchers, apparently so.
I don't know.
According
I
to
like
these
them when they hang.
researchers.
I like them when they
I
hang.
do too.
I like when they hang.
Same
So there's
here.
this bar in Milwaukee, and
It's okay.
you can get a free drink and a free shot if you let them stamp your balls, take a Polaroid, and put it on their wall. And so
your
there's
balls are on the wall.
there's a wall ball where literally there's just random
Wall of balls.
and they got a stamp on them, and you just go around and just look at all these beautiful scrotums, and I love them. And yeah, so
Like,
I'm just
like,
saying.
do you want it on the inside of your wrist or on your nutsack, like for going in and out of the bar purposes? Like what?
No, so you only stamp your balls just for the free drink and the free shot. So you go
Okay,
behind the
alright.
bar and you drop your pants, and there's a little stamp, and then stamp your balls and take a Polaroid of it, and then literally
Okay.
that night put it on the wall.
Is that considered
Wow.
legally prostitution?
I don't know. I mean, in
mean-
LA they do it too as well, and they do it a pretty penis contest. So you take a picture of your dick, and then they give you a free drink, and they put it up there, and the people in the bar vote on which dick they like the most of all
That's
the
a
pictures.
waste. That's a wasted effort because you go into a gay bar in LA and you just pull on Grinder, and then you got all them dicks right there that are right in front of you, not people that been there 2 years ago.
No.
I mean,
It's for the
That's a
people
cute
that night.
gimmick.
No, it's for the people that night. So only the people
Oh.
in the bar, like so the
So
penis
duplication.
that's up there is in there in that moment too. So that's the other thing too. You like looking like who dick that is. It's kind of cool. You like you see a person like I think that's his. Yeah, look
Ooh,
like that.
you know-
his dick.
you know
Yeah.
the black one's gonna be easy to spot because there's going to be one person in that bar.
and that's exactly why I didn't do it.
So
Kyle,
it
like,
must
do
it
you
must be in
guys-
WeHo then.
Yes, it is in
that
Weo.
part. So and maybe to everyone, like, do you think there are beautiful scrotums, or is it least beautiful?
Okay.
Oh, I'm with this study that I've never seen. I've never seen some balls and been like, yes, like get me into those. Like I'm fine. I engage with them. I do all the right things. Hit me up, boys. I do all the great things with them with the balls. But I just never looked at them and been like, oh yeah, I need those in my mouth. You know, it's just not. I don't know.
Really?
They said
You
beautiful,
you
not
have
delicious, Kyle.
Well, not delicious.
I've seen delicious dicks. I've not seen delicious balls.
I'm with you.
I wanted to ask, like, is it just the scrotum or is it like the whole package, right? Like, because like when you think of balls, that's testicles and the scrotum around them, or is it just like, you know, just the skin part that we're judging, or is it the whole thing?
I think it's the whole
It
package.
says the aim of the present study is to compare men's and women's evolution of various sizes of scrotum to the end of assisting people opting to undergo this procedure and taking decisions on their visual preferences. So I'm assuming it might be just the scrotum. And do they do maybe a before and after saying, oh, this is what it was, and now you've improved 10% in the beauty of it or something? I don't know.
Yeah. Okay.
Do you get like a botch surgery? Like, do you end up coming looking like Madonna after it or something? I don't know.
There is this stripper, or not this stripper. There is this male dancer in Portland at one of the male strip clubs, and he has this ability to literally raise his testicle up
Raises to
like a damn
Yeah.
elevator. He like squeezes his wrist, and it literally goes like this.
Yeah.
And it just goes down. And every time I go, I'm just like, bitch, how? I need a close up. It's the craziest thing, but it's also kind of fascinating. I don't know.
You
I
can't
wanna
do
know-
that. I can do that.
Oh, okay.
I can't do it. Can you do that, Michael?
Oh,
like
yeah,
I had to bust
absolutely.
out the full government. Really? So that's a party trick. Do you
Hey,
do that
Krill,
as, like, a party
stop
trick?
the recording real quick.
Right.
Mike, let's do this.
We need to
Come on.
investigate.
Yeah,
Investigate.
this is turned.
We're doing
into
research
a
here.
show-
This is going
a
to
show and tell. Yeah, this is part of the research.
and zoom in.
We're-
By the way,
Yeah.
We're doing.
Hey.
You're going to be the 37th picture in this study here.
I'll see you at fetish night at Cece's. tonight.
Oh, there we go. All right, I'm going.
Dewan and I are looking at flights. Let's see here. Texas. How long to get over there? No, actually, I wasn't gonna say nothing, but since Michael shared, my husband could do that as well. Like he could do, and I'm like, how the hell you do that? Like, and he's like, and the same thing. He's like, wait, you can't do that? I'm like, no, bitch.
Mhm.
Y'all gonna have me in the shower just sitting
Where
here
on
like
the
wiggle
wrist?
your left ball, bitch. I'm just gonna be like, I'm just gonna be walking around naked, just trying to like figure out how to make this. Because that was the first time I've ever seen something like that in my 35 years of living. Now I'm like, that's a normal thing. That can't be normal. I am normal. That is not normal.
Wait, Jarrell, are you normal though?
so what does the study say is a not pretty testicle? Like, how are they defining
let's see
that?
here.
Because that's what I want to know. Because is it the level of smoothness? Because
It
some
says the
people have
results-
really veiny, like veiny testicles. Some people have like very smooth, like velvety, like you don't see nothing. Some people have really hairy testicles. Other people don't. Like,
Yeah, the only thing it's saying, it says the results show what sizes, and it says lengths and widths of scrotum the participants judge to be most and least attractive. Then it says the discussion, the aesthetics of the scrotum is little explored. In the study, only normal deviations were considered, i.e., within one standard adjustment, which I don't know what that means for this study. Then the conclusion says, ultimately, it was barely possible to identify a beautiful scrotum. We must instead speak of least ugly.
Okay.
and what is that?
Well,
Bitch.
it sounds like most people, I guess, at least according to the study, are like Kyle, right? Like they're not looking for, like, if you ask enough people which ones are the pretty ones, they're like, I don't know. But you ask them which one's the
balls.
ugliest,
Yeah.
and like then they have an answer.
Right.
I can see that.
Right.
I can see that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I also heard like aren't like people like putting like injecting their scrotums with like saline now too? Isn't that like I heard is like
Oh.
a trend that people are doing to
I
make
have seen
their
that on Twitter.
to make their balls look fuller and
Mhm.
bigger? And I'm just
Mhm.
like,
Mhm.
What I thought
I
you were
like
going to
big
say
balls.
is Scrotox. Scrotox is a thing.
Yeah, I've heard of that.
What? I've heard that, but what does it do?
There's a couple of things.
So
Oh, go
yeah,
ahead.
go ahead. No, you're good.
There's a couple of things. One, it's like a sweat reduction kind of thing. So if you have sweating in that area, it can reduce that. Number one. Number two, it releases, Botox prevents the skin from tightening up and increasing and allows it to relax and lay flat. So for people who have really veiny and or really tight testicles, it can release that for a period of 3 to 6 months.
who
Again,
is she?
over here or over there?
Right. 'Cause I'm like,
I mean,
She's a learned hoe.
all
I'm
the
not.
details.
I'm not saying this is an over there situation. I don't really have that problem. I have not had any surgeries on my scrotal area at all. So let's just be clear.
she just be looking over there. She just be looking over there.
looking over
Y'all good?
She,
Y'all
she
all right
reads,
over there? Y'all
she
doing a
reads,
lot.
She asks questions. She watches Judge Judy. Like she gets totally informed.
I know that's
You
right.
said 3 to 6 months. Okay, then, girl.
Did
I
I-
know that's
Yeah.
right.
Did I miss anything?
No, that's exactly right. That's exactly right. Also, I think like since turning 40, it seems like things are heading south on their own anyway without help. So
Again, pause.
You
Pause
got
the
nature
recording.
Scrotox.
Yeah, right. Show and tell.
If
Okay.
she brings out her
Show
balls
and
in
tell.
conversation one more time, that means she really wants to show them.
I mean, I like balls, so I think I would say there
That's the
are
clip.
beautiful balls out there. And
Yeah, I like
Found
balls.
it. That's it. That 1 second clip.
Describe to me the most beautiful balls. Like, what are they to you?
I like them to hang a little. I like them a little bigger. But I guess like like part of the scrotum is part where the ball's kind of laid, but then part of the scrotum is probably like the extra skin, and maybe that's what people deem is kind of maybe ugly. I don't know, but I've never sat there and said that is the ugliest thing on earth. Oh my god, I do not want to touch it. But I guess maybe I haven't said it's the most beautiful thing, but I have said, ooh, those are a nice set of balls. Like that's a nice little. Like I like the whole entire package: the dick, the shaft, the balls, the scrotum,
I mean,
all the above.
I guess I like
Auntie,
them too.
Auntie Corella's going to need a minute.
Here's my towels. I'm starting to sweat thinking about it. So at least for me, I like them. I probably maybe a little hanging a little lower than maybe high and tight. But I mean, I'm not gonna not suck on the balls if they're high and tight.
As long as they can make that one sound, I don't care.
I'm done.
That's all I want to hear. That's all I want to hear. That's good. I'm good.
No, that's the clip. Oh man, yeah, nothing like.
Am I into balls now?
You're gonna think about it next time you're with somebody. You can be like,
maybe I love balls. I'm doing a complete 180 after this.
Honestly, hadn't
like it's one of those things I don't think I ever really thought about too extensively, but like I do know I enjoy them. And so this study and that's maybe why it piqued my interest when I saw it pop up on the interwebs. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. I really do think I like all shapes and sizes. I think it's fun to play with different kinds of balls.
I agree.
It's fun to see what everyone's got. It's fun to explore them. It's fun to suck on all of them.
I mean, I barely touch.
Why do we have to rank them?
I don't know.
Why do we have to rank them? Yeah, I don't know. But
I think all balls are beautiful.
There we go. That's what we need. The message needs to be.
Especially when they help you. Pew, pew, pew. Then I'm like, yes.
Oh man. Well, finally another random topic, and this one's we kind of talked on this. Oh, go ahead, Duan.
No, that's all right. We can move on.
Well, this one we've talked about it on an episode before, and I want to see if our thoughts have evolved at all, because I was just in PV, and this conversation like kind of got me and Corey a little heated. Actually, we're there, and we've seen it across the country and just like in the gay scene about bachelorette parties and women in gay bars. Mm-hmm. And it's starting to happen now in PV and a lot of the main gay bars out there where you're seeing bachelorette parties taking them over because it's the most fun bar. The music's incredible. They feel quote unquote safe or whatever that means. But where is the line? And I know in the episode when we talked about this maybe a couple years ago, we're like, okay, it's hard to find where that line is. I feel like I'm starting to say I do not want them in gay bars now. And that's maybe an evolution of where I've stood, because literally they walked into this bar and it was like the one night we went, it was like 3 or 4 bachelorette parties, and they were starting to push us aside to get to the bar. And I'm looking at these girls, I'm like, you ain't about to push me aside. Like this is where we belong. You can do that shit at the straight bar. You push little straight dudes aside and they buy you a little drink. But no, I'm about to push you aside because this is my space. And literally, like, it was so annoying. And like you could just see a lot of the guys in the bar looking around like, this is no longer our space. So it's just like, where is that line? How do we get this message out to stay over there? Let us stay over here. and know that like when you go into these bars, if you're going to go, that there's different protocols. You're not going to stand on these bars and think we're going to hoop and holler and look at you. We don't give a fuck. Like, move out the way.
Yep.
So maybe that's Mike and Kyle. What are your thoughts? Maybe end with Duan and Jarrell on it.
I think when we talk about this, I think every day-to-day like occurrence of when you see women show up to a gay bar, I think the best thing is, especially these days, like, don't assume anything about anyone's gender orientation when they walk into the bar. I think that's like the basic kind of starting point, because a lot of people could belong there and just looking at them, you may not expect it. So I think that's a good baseline. And then people kind of have to draw that attention to them or start to act in a way that like you're like, wait, you don't know what it's like to be here. Like like people start to then like they get the benefit of the doubt and then they start to lose it over time. And that's when you like something has to happen, when they start to lose it. But I think the baseline assumption should be everyone belongs.
I'm with you. I get that, and like
Okay.
The presumption though is like if you just it's a numbers game. This is probably straight girls, right? Like there are exceptions, and sure, make space for that or whatever. But like they have literally every other space in the universe, right? And yet they're in our space. It's our space, right? And so I'm fine with you being there, but don't be disruptive. Don't take the air out of the room. Don't box people out. Don't like. I just it's our space. Be respectful of that. Like you are welcome to be here as long as you're not making it about you.
And I think like, but that's the extreme example, right? Where like you have a bunch of drunk girls with the bachelorette thing and like a bunch of penis stickers or whatever, you know, that's the extreme example. I think
I feel like the extreme is becoming the norm now. Like I think that's what I'm starting to notice, at least from my perspective, where I had made more of that stance originally when we kind of first talked about this a few years ago. But now I'm like, it's literally happening, especially in like the destinations that have largely for the historical of time been assumed gay, like a Palm Springs, like a Puerto Vallarta, where you're just like, okay, I've not seen a lot of bachelorette parties historically in these spaces. And I agree, like we might not need to assume, but there's some hints and clues that they give to you along the way as the night progresses that they're not lesbians or they're not non-binary, you know, they're not other, they're the straight female coming in here disrupting and sucking up the air, honestly. And they were white as well.
I mean, so if we don't call a spade, let's call it a whole spade.
And it was so palpable the shift of energy in the space when it was occurring, that to the point where I feel like, especially this one bar in PV called Mr. Flamingo, every gay person, and that's like in the umbrella, the LGBTQIA plus, like that's their bar, that's our bar. And you're starting to see, like, to the point where we were walking to the bar and we met these two straight white women. They were looking at art and they're like, they told us to go to Mr. Flamingo. And they were talking to Cora and I, and Cora's like, should we take them? And I was like, girl, I don't want them to go. But we're like, okay, whatever. They were like a night on the town by themselves without their kids and husbands for the night. They got out of the resort or whatever. And so literally on the walk there, Corey and I both had a conversation twice to them saying, here's the lay of the land. Here is the rules. Like, do not go in there assuming the rules that work for you at a straight bar is automatically going to work and that we're going to care for it to work in this kind of an environment. Like, do not go in there assuming and sucking up the air. This is our space. You're a guest into this space now if we're going to take you there. And they're like, hey, we completely agree. We appreciate the conversation. And we had a good time with them. But I don't know if a lot of people know that.
Are we I thought we moved past the gay best friend thing. I thought we were done with that concept. But I think that's what some of these women want when they go, and is the like the supportive gay best friend that makes it about them and is like
an accessory, to their life.
Give them some gay tropes to support them and their lovely straight wife.
But maybe that's part of it though as well. Maybe they don't have a gay best friend to tell them like, yo, Becky, calm the fuck down. This is not how you act in a gay space. Like maybe that's also part of it as well too. Because I mean, if that's how they're used to going out, then I expect for them to then do what they normally do no matter where they go, right? If that's the type of behavior that they're used to giving at the straight bars, of course they're going to give that same behavior at the gay bar. So I think part of it is, as well, is we have to do, I think, a better job in our own space of making sure people understand the importance of the space. Because I'm going to call a spade a spade. It's Pride Month, and y'all know exactly the energy I give in Pride Month. Even when it comes to the LGBTQIA plus community, we don't make space for other people inside our own goddamn space. So I personally don't give a damn about the conversation of women being in our space because we're not making room for other people to exist in our space too. So I'm on board to have that conversation, but I'm not going to be worrying about Becky and her homegirls over there for the one time they go out for a bachelorette party, whereas every other Friday or every other Saturday when I want to go out, I don't even feel included in the goddamn space. So
No, that's a
I
valid
want to
statement.
take my issue to the owner of the club and be like, so where is my music at? Where's the advertising and the outreach to people that look like me? Because
Yeah.
what you're given don't reflect nor represent what I bring in my part of the community. So that's my 2 cents.
That's a valid statement.
Especially in Seattle, right? Like your conversation with Auntie Espresso Martini was like that was an education, and like Seattle is not a place that does well with people that look like you.
No,
I totally agree with that assessment.
at all. So, I mean, that's one of the reasons why I don't go out. And I guess it's another reason why I also don't really care too much about the conversation, because that's the last thing I think about when I do go out is some woman, disrupting a space. It's, do I even feel comfortable in this space?
Right.
That's the first thing I think about. And quite often here in Seattle, although they have the everyone's welcome signs, that's not who they are reaching out to. That's not who they're targeting, is everyone.
No, that's a valid statement. What do you think of Dewan?
I feel like if we're really talking about the issue really isn't about straight women in gay clubs. The issue is about bachelorette parties, because when women travel in groups, it's a problem. It's a whole problem. Like, let me be in a bar and see some girl by herself or with her girlfriend having a drink and they're looking cute or whatever. I might walk up to them and be like, "Hey, girl," like it wouldn't be a thing. The problem isn't with those
That's a
women.
valid
The
statement.
problem isn't with those onesie twosies. It's with the gaggle. It's with the whole group. And it's unfortunate that that those bachelorettes, this is like their version of going to the strip club. So they don't want to go to the strip club to see male dick, but they want to go see, men grind on men, and then they're woohooing and catwalking and, trying to cause a scene with their little, like veils and t-shirts and dick suckers and all this. It's
The veils, yeah.
that's a whole different conversation. You don't see other types of groups traveling like that. Even when we go out with our 12 entourage, we don't act up like that. And I feel like they come into what we call our spaces because it truly becomes an accessory to their life. That's why I say it's our space, because otherwise they're not in there kikiing and kakai and doing all that with just on the regular. They're coming out there for the special occasion. So it feels very usury to me, and it feels like an accessory to enhance their evening and does absolutely nothing for the community. So I think 2 things need to happen. I think bars have an obligation to either provide a VIP space that can only be booked by these kinds of groups. B, either eliminate bachelorette parties or large parties, disruptive parties like this altogether, or limit it to a reservation only. So if you're coming in with more than 3 people, if you're coming in with more than 5 people in your party, you got to book through here. And if we see you, y'all got on the same outfits and you getting out. Because I feel like we have to start create boundaries for how you show up in our space. Now, I don't see bachelorette parties going to the church and acting up a fool on Sunday. I don't see them, going to other spaces. They come into our spaces.
And that's exactly how it felt. Like it was so palpable. Like if you go on my IG, and y'all were making fun of all the Speedo pics, but in that video, I purposely put a clip of Corey and I booing them because they literally sucked up all the energy. They were like catwalking up and down the stairs. They were standing on the tables. We were just like, what the fuck? This is not fun. This is
the level
not
of
fun.
Disrespect.
So,
I know. I don't know. I still am very indifferent. I have been to bachelorette parties where there was a mix of gays and girls, and we've gone to the gay bar, and it was a good time, and they're not doing any of that.
but they
I
know
think
the rules.
right, but so I think it's again, I think it's just about understanding the space, right? And having people around you that isn't afraid to be like, yo, this is how you're supposed to act in these spaces.
So I was just thinking about like, what are some of the like? Okay, so some of the rules. I think like keep your volume down. Like we don't need you screaming. Like
Well,
physical
screaming
space.
constantly.
Like you gotta. You're not taking
because the every 3 seconds, that it gets very annoying.
Yep. Yep. You tip and maybe double your tip to what you were going to give at a straight bar. If they're drag queens, you're tipping. Like, make sure you're tipping every one of them. I'm trying to like, what other rules do we need to give them if they're going to be there?
Keep your hands off the gay men. Just because they're not into you doesn't mean you can grope them, honey.
That's a word.
That's a good
That
one.
is a word. Because one of them grabbed my butt, and I was like, "Girl,
I don't even
That's
go
such
for
a,
chicks like you.
I just feel like there's a right. I don't know. It's just I don't know. It's hard to like just say 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. Here's the rules. There's an energy, and it's almost like a privilege of energy that you bring in here that you associate with every other space in the world is going to work in this space, and it's not. And so what that is, it might not be 1, 2, 3 for every single bachelorette party, but if you're going in there and the first thing you do literally is starting to push dudes aside, that's a rule for sure. And then, like Mike just said, don't be touching us. Like we don't know you like that. Like, ugh. Like, you know. And so it's just like, I don't know. It's an energy almost more than anything of coming in thinking I still run this space as well.
Or just simply just reading the room and being like,
That's
you
it.
have that energy, but have your little that part of energy over here, right?
That's
like,
why I think
don't
a VIP
don't spread
section
your
would be
energy
great.
all over it, because I mean, and Carell, with our Dallas group, we've gone to some non-gay
Oh, for
places
sure.
and turned up, been told
For sure.
to shh and all sorts of stuff. So
That's true.
right. And because that's not what the other people were giving, but that's what we were giving, and we weren't bothering no one else, right? So I think it's just more so just about like just making sure that whatever that energy is that you're bringing, that it's not necessarily affecting other people's energy, especially if that's not the vibe of the room.
Yeah, and it's such a gray zone. So it's just like part of me still feels bad because at the end of the day, I get why they're there. They feel safe, which is a whole thing about straight men and things like that. So that's for another day. So I get the foundation of why they would want to. We're fun as hell. Our music is dope as hell. We're like I get it. However, there's a responsibility to partake in that as well. That I think that they don't quite understand unless you have like gay friends that are telling you, hey, this is how you need to act in our space, please. Or your responsibility or your privilege of to come here is going to be revoked, you know. And honestly, the bottom line for a lot of these bars and clubs, they better be careful because we will leave the gay community, the LGBTQIA plus community will leave in a heartbeat and establish something else as being the new quote unquote hotspot or the place to feel comfortable at. So that's just a call out just as a whole. It's just like you might turn this bar into a straight bar, and it might not be the paying clientele that has kept up your rent for decades. So
Also, pro tip, even they are smart enough to know not to hang out at the Eagle, so feel free to head there.
Yeah.
That's funny you say that. Just at the Eagle quickly, and we'll take a quick little tea break. So the one we were talking about going to the Eagle House is how to spot in New York now. There was a gaggle of girls that came in with a gay guy when we were there that night. And then some of them left, and then there was a couple more, and then they started making out. I was like, okay, the lesbians are here at least. Thank you. Because the other gaggle ended up leaving. It was too much for them. I was like, who's going to, as a gay man, how the fuck am I bringing like my gaggle of girlfriends to the Eagle?
Yeah.
That had to have been somebody from out of town. It had to have been somebody from out of town because
You'd be
not
surprised.
one person, not New York.
Well, at least not New York. I know, like the Minneapolis, like Eagle, like for instance, there will be women there, but again, I just feel like maybe it's different in Minneapolis. I feel like the women in Minneapolis understand the importance of allyship, and knowing that I'm a guest in this space. And I think that's part of the conversation that needs to be happening as well too, is just what does it mean to be an ally? Because showing up doesn't make you an ally. It's also respecting and making space for other people in a space that's not meant for you, right? And in Minneapolis, you show tunes, the girls will be there. We also have a very inclusive softball league, queer softball league, which has a lot of women who play in the league as well too that are also straight. So that's another reason why they go to the Eagle as well too. But
not New York.
I mean, I'll see it.
You'll be hard pressed to find a woman at the Eagle any night, and the only people that will be bringing them women will be people who never been there and don't know the protocol.
Someone did a Google search for gay bar and we're like,
Eagle.
The Eagle looks
good.
like a good one.
Right.
I like birds.
Carol, I can only imagine the looks that those women got from the people that are just that.
Everybody was like,
and how uncomfortable it must have been for them. Seriously, because you don't.
I didn't care because
it's not to say they don't belong
the
there.
The tatas were out, the legs were out.
Don't bring women to the Eagle. Not in New York.
I agree. Well, community, let us know. Has your stance of just like bachelorette parties and just women in gay spaces evolved, changed? Let us know. And we'll take a quick little tea break. We interrupt this episode for very important information.
That's right. You've been asking for it for a long time, and we have heard you.
Yep, it's been a long time coming, but it's finally here.
Yo
Aunteas
got merch! Hey! That's right. You know what? We got tees, we got long tees, we got sweatshirts, we got fanny packs, there's just a whole gamut of stuff out there, so go and check that out.
We are so appreciative of your love and support, and we are so excited to launch it. Girl, where can we find it at?
Ma'am, they can head right over to minoritareport.com to check out the selection.
That's right. That's MINORITEA report.com.
Woo! I'm about to go get me some myself.
I don't think there's even a women's bathroom at the Eagle. No, I'm serious.
They standing over the trough.
Right. Yes. The Eagle here is something different.
It is something different. It's nice.
And that's not over there. It's a... New York is it's different. It operates different. It's old school. And people who live here and go there, you know what's up. And so I can only imagine how uncomfortable it must have been for those girls, because even when somebody brings their girlfriend with them, after a minute, if nothing else, the girl leaves, because it's so uncomfortable to be literally the only one, and then the death stares that our community will be giving, like literally stopped on the dance floor like this. Yeah.
But then so like literally it was like 6 of them, and then like 4 of them ended up leaving, and then 2 of them stayed, and we're like, okay, they bold, and then they were like making out the whole night. We're like, yes, lesbians. Okay, you're welcome. Stay, hey girl. All righty, ladies, what time is it?
Ask
your
auntie.
Let's see here. Now I'll read it here. It says, "Hey aunties, a few weeks ago there was a huge debate going around, spurred by a question that Iyanla Van Zant, who we love on this podcast, asked Ebony K. Williams from New York Housewives. She asked her if she would date a bus driver, in which Ebony said only if he owned the bus, which created an uproar around the standards of dating. This got me to thinking about dating standards within the gay community. We always hear folks talk about sugar daddies and dating rich older men. So my question is, would you date a bus driver? And why do folks get in an uproar when they say they wouldn't want to date men with jobs that may be stereotypically deemed lesser than other jobs? Don't we all have some level of standards that we deem works for us? Did you or do you have a job criteria for the men you date or dated? And maybe we'll kick it off with Mike and Kyle there.
Oh man, I mean, like, I'm sort of torn on this one, right? Because on the one hand, there's part of me that is very much bought into the idea that, like, you love the person, and that the person that's right for you is about what's on the inside, and that like they're it's independent of a lot of other things about them, and that's how it should be. I also recognize that like different people have different ideas about what they're looking for and what they want out of a relationship, and that might include like financial stability or prestige, or I don't know, whatever their checklist is, go for it. So um yeah, I don't know. My motto is always like, be into what you're into, don't be into what you're not, and maybe just keep it to yourself though.
This is one I think don't just be into what you're into and roll with it and not into what you're not. I think this is one you have to think about yourself. If you're into it, that and it just comes naturally. I think about why you care so much. Why is this important? I think there are a lot of places where people say, "Oh, I'm not into that," and it's like, okay, think about where that's coming from. And for me, I don't have a job right now, and I'm at a place I'm looking for jobs, and I'm at a place where I may have to pick up some work, but by doing something that someone may deem like not a prestigious job, and that just may be what I have to do to like get by and pay rent. And so what are you actually looking for? Is it the job, or do you want someone who's smart enough to take a job to pay their rent? Is it someone who is determined and will work hard regardless of where that's for? I think this is when you should really reflect on and think about what you really want from a person. And is it for a prestigious job? And if it is, don't date me. And maybe try to break that down as to why.
Kai, I agree with you. And the crazy thing is, out here in Seattle, that is something people actually care about. Because what's one of the first thing they ask is, "Oh, what do you do? Where do you work?" They want to know if you're working at Microsoft, if you're at Google, if you're at Facebook, if you're at Amazon, because if someone says one of those jobs, people look at you a little different. They start like having certain like little clicks and stuff like that. It's crazy how people care about those things. But I am with you. I think there's something. I think it's important that when it comes to a person, are they responsible enough to do what they need to do to pay their bills? Can they make the hustle? Right? We're all not given or born with the same cards. We're not all born with the same chances or the same opportunities in life. So the idea that I'm looking for someone who has this certain amount of cards or was given this opportunity to do something, that who knows how they got that? Maybe it was given to them. Maybe they did nothing. Maybe it's part of their privilege. But you're going to exclude other people who may be working to get to that same level as well too. And does ambition not count? Because if someone's working to get there, but they don't have the job now, what about then?
Yeah. My first long-term boyfriend, I thought like I had all these things I thought when I was younger that I needed from a relationship. And one of the things I thought I needed from a boyfriend was to have a college degree. I thought that was really important to me. And come to find out, I fell for this guy that did not have a college degree. And what I realized is that's not what I don't actually care about. Why would I care about that? How does that make a person more attractive? What I care about is he was a chef. He worked at a hard job, an hourly job, and he was amazing at it. He was passionate about it. He was great at it. He cooked me wonderful food. But it was like, okay, what do I actually care about? And it's that kind of dedication to something. So I think looking at, I want someone with a prestigious job. Okay, maybe I just want someone who's financially intelligent. And that doesn't have to come along with a good job. Maybe I want someone who, I don't know, maybe there's something deeper there that you really want if you start exploring it a little more.
What do you think of Dewan?
A couple of points. I think number one, this whole debate is awfully hypocritical because it wasn't too long ago that No Scrubs was the number one song trailing for God knows how long.
Wait,
So,
are we
like,
showing our age on that a little bit?
I mean, I'm just saying, like, it wasn't. I mean, maybe for some it might have been that long ago, but at the end of the day, every single year we got chicks out there talking about they don't want a man who doesn't have this, or who can't give me this, or who it's his responsibility to take care of me. So, you know, I I'm sorry, I find it very interesting that, you know, a person who is expressing where all this came from is expressing their personal views about what they desire in a person, you know, romantically or whatever. It reeks of hypocrisy to me. Number one. I think number two, I get frustrated with people who pick apart a message to spite the word choice and not focus on what the message actually was. Like, this is not a debate, in my opinion, not a debate about the message that she was sending. This is about her word choice and that other people had issue with the delivery or whatever. It's not to
And
say
which
that
word
people
choice
don't.
are you meaning? Like
Well,
bus
the fact that
driver
she's
part?
saying, but that she used the analogy of a bus driver and saying she wouldn't date a bus driver, and people are getting all in their feelings about that. Now, I'm not saying that those feelings are invalid and that there isn't some truth to the damage that she caused because of her word choice that didn't land, but the uproar is really about let's pick apart this word choice and not really about the message that she was really talking about. That's my number two. And number three is the problem of this whole debate is we're conflating the issue. And Kyle, I think you picked up on this in your message. We're conflating the issue of desiring somebody that has ambition versus somebody who has a certain level of pride or lack of pride in their role. Like, it doesn't matter, in my opinion. I've never had a criteria for job, but I did have criteria about somebody who was working towards something, had a sense of purpose in life. They are responsible. They're the qualities. And so if that person did not have a job, if that person worked at McDonald's, it didn't matter to me at all. And it still doesn't matter to me to this day. Yeah, there are some jobs that are impressive to me, but at the end of the day, that's the spectrum of things. So I think the message that you know, the message here is really about somebody who's choosing somebody that is living a life that is purposeful. And by using the word mediocre to describe a bus driver, you know, or average to describe a bus driver, I think the word choice could have been better. By skill set and accessibility for those who will be applicable for that particular role to do that kind of job, yeah, it is average because it's a vast majority of people that can do that versus people that have much more specialized capabilities. But that doesn't necessarily mean that one job is better than the other. And people are getting up on this note that she's saying that a bus driver is not a good job to have. Like, one shouldn't have pride in that, and that's not what she was saying at all.
Got
I
it.
when from reading the question, to me, I think it's more about the income, saying that like a bus driver may not make enough money to be able to have all this luxury, lavish other stuff that they may have if they were dating an NFL player or a basketball player or someone famous along those lines. And I think part of the conversation is, instead of dating someone because of what they can do for you, how about you just do for your own damn self, and then whatever they bring to the table is just a fucking bonus.
That
It's a
part.
cherry on the top. Yeah,
That
I
part.
agree with that.
Then you don't gotta worry about nothing.
Don't be struggling
Yeah. Like
looking for a relationship to save you.
Word. That is a word. Yeah, I had to think about this for a second because Carell's just an old married broad at this point. So like my thought process at 28 is maybe a little different at 39, but part of me, like in this, like, you know, I'm like this yin and yang a lot of times. That part of me is just like, there is something to, like, say, God forbid, Corey and I broke up or something like that, or we tried to bring in a third or something like that. What would I care about now that might have changed from maybe when I was younger? And I think there is something to, there is maybe a standard of living that we've gotten used to and things like that that might come into play, but it really goes back to what Kyle's deeming, though. What is still important to me at the end of the day? If you're busting your ass for something that you enjoy and it makes less than what quote unquote I make or Corey make or whomever, I don't think I care really, because like the ambition and the purpose and things like that is way more attractive and way more sexy than anything else. And we can figure the rest out, because I think if anyone, like, I've been laid off before, and anyone that's been laid off knows that vulnerability that comes into play, and knowing that shit, I need to just simply survive. And if I need to do something that might be deemed lesser than my previous role or whatever it may be, so be it, because you're not paying my bills. That bill man ain't coming after you. That bill person's coming after me. And so
And he
those
better
are
be
maybe
cute
learnings
too.
as I've done. Hopefully. But even that, it was the ugliest thing on earth. They still coming
with pretty scrotums.
Yeah.
with pretty scrotums. And hopefully no cancer yet. I don't know. But anyway. But so like again, I think you nailed it, Kyle. Just like breaking down what you truly care about and what does that mean. And if it is the perception for everyone else, okay, that's you then, and you do what works for you. But perception and reality, perception is always going to usually break down at some point. You might have literally just lost out on the love of your life because the perception of their role, the perception of their job wasn't what you thought you needed. So I don't know. Like the whole conversation, a lot of people say shit like behind keyboards that I genuinely don't know if they truly mean. Like if it really came down to it, if they really came down to life, they would be like, you know what? I love this person. We'll figure out how to do. And I agree with you, Dewan and Jerome, 2 points. Like sometimes you got to do for yourself. Don't think a relationship is going to save your ass.
Because a relationship can break your ass too.
That part. It can broke your ass.
I remember that Ask Your Auntie about somebody who was hooking up with some guy through Grindr, and he wanted them to pay his Uber to bring him over. Pay his Uber to bring him over, or give him gas money or something like this. And I'm just like,
he want gas money.
Look, you two broke to date, and you two broke to hook up. It's just there are just some people. Give it to God until you get it together.
Right, leave it be. Oh man! Well, community, thank you for that question. Continue to send your questions if you have new ones. We need a new hodgepodge of stuff. So this one was obviously straight off the presses here. But continue to send to aya@minorityareport.com or DM us. And I guess I'm gonna keep my husband because my husband's visiting family this weekend right now while we're recording. And so he tried to FaceTime me just now. And he sent me a picture, and there's this hot dude with his arms all out. He's like, "You're welcome." I'm like, "See, I'll make it at least another year." That's how you look out.
We were shopping earlier, and Fizz literally yells across H&M and was like, "Jarrell," and I was like, "What?" And he was like, he just pointed over there, and I was like, "I thought you needed help, but thank you for making sure I don't miss out too on this beautiful man over here."
I know that's right. That's the best. It's like, yes, Lord. Woo. So yeah, there might be some criteria if we pick up a third, though. All right, community. We love playing us a little curiosity segment, and this time I tried to get all fancy with it. I put it on a little board here.
Oh my God!
Come on, just for Gayish, just for Gayish. So the points aren't going to really matter. It is what it is, but it was just a way to put a bunch of different questions in different categories. So the categories are divas, and this is for Pride Month. Divas, would you rather, spill the tea, pride, and then the last one is who can in 20 seconds. And it's going to be Minority Report versus Gayish. And so whoever's turn it is and you pick something in that column, you're going to have to pick either Kyle or Mike needs to go or Karel, Jarrell, and Dewan need to go. And we'll decide who we think before seeing that card. Well, and when we flip that card, you got to do what's in that category in 20 seconds.
It can't be you, though, because you know this. So it has to be.
Well, I shuffled it, so I don't know. I do that column. So it might be just Jarrell and Dewan on that one because at least I know what I put in that column. The rest of it I shuffled, so I don't know what's going to come up. So I'll still participate maybe in the other four, but the other two, it might be Dewan and Jarrell. You got to hold it down for Minority Report. So,
let's keep it
So
there.
We'll start with Mike. Let's start with Mike. Which one do you want to pick?
I'll take Would You Rather for 200, Alex.
Would you rather for 200? Would you rather you only last 1 minute the rest of your life? Or you only finish after 90 minutes the rest of your life? And this is obviously sexual. So, like, you either going to bust in 1 minute every single time, or you're going to bust over 90 minutes every single time.
I mean, if I only last 1 minute, that's like, what, 20 seconds less than now? So, like, no. 90 minutes, I think. I'm a low and slow, gentle lover, so 90 minutes. That's my answer.
Yeah, come on, Mr. 90 minutes.
And then if anyone else wants to chime in, feel free to chime in. All right, let's go with Kyle. Which one do you want, Boo?
I'm going to go spill the tea for 100.
How do we know if you get it wrong? That's just an opinion.
That's why I said the points don't count. It was just a way for me to put stuff on the board.
I'm with you, Boo. Okay, so we just playing. Okay.
You said spill the tea for 300.
Oh, 300.
Is
Yeah,
it?
let's
Okay.
do it.
Here we go. Have you ever gone through your partner's phone? Did you find what you were looking for?
I went through my partner's phone, and that's why we broke up.
Damn.
I
Always the case.
I saw a text message. He was asleep. I saw a text message come in, and it showed up on the phone, and it was his manager. So I was like, "Oh, okay." I thought he might need to know this. He might need to. Might need to wake him up right now. So I opened his phone and looked at his text messages. Saw some texts that were not from his manager that I did not expect to see, and I did wake him up.
I was about to say, did you wake him up?
I woke him up, and we had a conversation, and then we broke up because of that.
Damn.
Okay, now. All right.
That was fun.
Yeah.
That was fun.
I, for the record, have never looked through a partner's phone ever.
I have.
I don't.
And found
Nope.
what I was looking for.
See, that's it.
I have not. I have not either.
There's no
I have
point.
not looked through. No, and the thing is, the moment I want to, I stop because I wouldn't want him to do that to me. Although I know he does, if that makes sense. So it's just like,
What
I
I
don't know.
actually learned though from doing that was A, you're gonna find what you want to find, but then B, what was the foundational issue? Was like I think that's where a lot of my stuff kind of changed. Where cheating, it's not really about cheating; it's more the trust issue and maybe the communication issues and things like that. So that's like one that back in the day I had to like break down. Why do I care? Why do I feel that? A, maybe some control issues on my end as well, you know. And so that's shit that I had to learn. But then anyway, that's too much therapy. Let's see here. I will go with, what do I want to do? I don't know what's here. If you could be a diva for one day, who would it be? Oh Lord, who of all the divas? You know what? Initially, I wanted to say Beyonce, but actually, I think Diana Ross. Just the sheer amount she's seen in her career and life, like even from all the way back into Jacksons and all that, and then you birth like Tracy Ellis Ross and her whole like clan of Rosses. She's seen some shit like in her time. So just the grandiosity of Diana. Maybe that's who it'd be. Dewan, where you going, boo?
I'm gonna go to. Let's go to Pride. Let's go Pride 400.
400. What gayish stereotype are you most proud to confirm is true for you?
Gayish stereotype.
So you know their whole podcast is about the gay stereotypes. Some of them are true, some of them not, somewhere in between. So is there one where you're like, yeah, that gay stereotype is, yeah, that fits me?
I'm gonna ask the gayish which stereotype you think best fits me, and then I'll say whether it's true.
I think you are very well dressed. You take some Instagram photos and you have you have your outfits and you look good. I think I did not get born with that gene or whatever. Like I do not have that. I think you're very well dressed.
Yeah, I agree.
I would agree with that.
Yeah. There you go.
Like I
mean,
would completely agree with this statement.
You could have said well endowed. You could have said I'll go with the outfits.
Did you want us to stop recording so they can see now too? We were picking on Mike the whole time. I guess it's Dewan's turn. Drop trial. Oh Lord. All right, Jarrell, what you got, boo?
all right, who can in 20 seconds? MR versus Gayish for 300.
And then who is it going to be? You or Dewan?
Oh, it's gonna be me. Let's go.
Girl.
Okay, here, hold on. Let me get my timer out here.
And
so
then
in 20 seconds,
is it him against both of them?
it's either
Sorry.
he gets it or he doesn't.
Okay, got it.
Oh,
Got it.
Yeah.
You know I don't
so-
like this woman. Oh,
That's
damn.
okay.
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 Where's my timer go? You ready? Here we go. Go.
Toxic, Circus, Hit Me Baby One More Time, You Drive Me Crazy, Work, Oops, I Did It Again, End of the World,
That's 5,
fuck.
4, 3, 2.
I don't know. I named seven.
Yeah.
I named
That was a
seven.
good
Sounds
That's
good.
I honestly.
Name us 3 more, Kyle, because I know you know.
Email my heart. The correct name of the song is "Till the World Ends."
Till the World
You got 6. Love it. Love it. And I don't even know if we said it. It was name 10 Britney Spears songs was that one. So, you know, actually, that's how you actually look. There we go. She got negative.
Damn.
All right, Mike, it's back to you.
Divas for 2.
Divas for 2. Who are your top 3 divas?
Yeah. Let's see. Top three. I'm an Adele stan. I'm all about Adele. I don't know if she counts as a diva, but
Yeah, she does.
Let's see. And Pink. I'm a big Pink fan. I heart her. I don't know, man. Maybe I don't know. Cher.
Oh no.
He's like, I'm just trying to fill the
She's the default third.
Name
Right.
2 Cher songs, Mike.
Yeah. Pass.
So he only has 2 divas.
You talk about gay stereotypes, like being into like divas and diva culture and pop stars in general. I didn't really get that gene, and I respect those that did or do, but like I don't know, sort of indifferent, I guess.
Who's a third maybe artist that maybe is not a diva that you would put in your top 3 of music?
Oh, Alanis Morissette, like, which really just
right on,
Diva.
yeah, that just says that I'm a Gen Xer, I think.
I don't know.
Oh, that's a boppable song.
Hey,
That's in my top probably 10 songs.
I
ever.
love that song.
It's a real ass song. When you fucked her. I know that's right, Alanis. You better say that shit. Kyle, you are back up, boo.
Let's do Would You Rather for 100.
For 100. Would you rather have more time or more money?
I do not have a job right now. I'm going to go more money. That is easy right now. That is easy. I got way too much time. I need more money.
I hear you. Let's see here. I will do. What did I do last round? I did divas.
Yep.
I will do Pride for 200. Ooh, what would your 16-year-old self think of you now?
Ooh.
I think you would be like, wow, it didn't turn out bad. Because I think at that point, especially that point, I was so ingrained that if I came out, especially that particular age, because there was a couple things, I think I've shared it on the podcast where I used to so I've been 6'2" since I was 14. I used to be able to either buy Playgirl magazine or steal Playgirl magazine out the Walden books. And my mom found the stash. And I think I was maybe 15, and it was honestly the moment that probably put me back in the closet because I was debating, do I come out? And she's like, don't let me tell your dad. And it scared me. And so that's why I didn't come out for damn near another decade or so, even longer than that, because I was so scared. She scared me. So I think that 16-year-old self looking at Curl at 39 would be like, damn, okay, A, you still have a great relationship with your family. They care about your husband, and the world didn't fall apart when you came out. Even though it was tough, you're built for it. You're good. So I think my 16-year-old would be like, damn, okay. Hey, you still look good, boo. You still look good for 39. All right. Dewan.
All right, let's break the 500s. Let's do divas.
Divas for 5. Who is a diva that you still haven't seen in concert that you want to? Oh, I already know who you're going to say.
Mariah Carey.
There you go. Oh, I thought you was going to say Grace Jones.
No, but I'm seeing her literally in a couple of
Right.
weeks. We see Janet next week.
See Mariah.
Never seen her in concert.
Yeah, right?
Never. And she lived right up there.
She lived right up there. Mariah, do me a song on the street, please. All right, Jarrell.
All right, let's go back to the Who Can Do It in 20 Seconds for 400.
Okay, is it gonna be you or Dewan?
20 seconds. That was kind of fun. I want to go again. Let's see.
Okay, for 400. Name 10 porn
No.
stars or OnlyFans accounts in 20
No.
seconds.
No.
Here we go. Go.
Ryan Shabazz, Sir Peter, Cade Maddox, Boomer Banks.
10 seconds.
That's all I got. I don't watch a whole lot of porn.
Dewan, you want to buzz?
Girl, you asking the person that has no memory of anybody's names ever.
I just know the dicks. I don't know the names.
Cutler X. Cutler X. Yes.
Yep, Cutler X. Yeah.
What was his
Damn,
ex-partner's name? Tony something?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't
Tony
know the
Russo.
names either.
Tony Russo?
Oh, Austin Wolf. There we go. He's
Oh,
cute.
there you go.
Yeah.
That's a big man. boy.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Just say 10 white dudes' names followed by from Sean Cody.
Right.
All right, Mike, you're back up.
Who can in 20 seconds for 200?
Is it gonna be you or Kyle?
Yeah, I'll do it. I don't want to throw Kyle under the bus.
Name
Oh,
10
no.
Beyonce songs.
Why couldn't I get this one? Why couldn't I get this one? God damn.
That's why it's
All right,
100,
here
dude.
Right,
Oh,
here we go.
God. Break My Soul. Love on Top. Let's see. Was Lemonade an album or a song also? Damn it. All right. I'm failing miserably, but
Come on, she what's the iconic video that everyone does? The
yeah, Single Ladies.
Okay.
Let's see. Drunken
All right, let's
Love?
go.
Yeah.
We'll give you the fourth one there, but damn. You know what? Maybe coins do count because I'm subtracting them, especially on
Do it.
Beyonce.
Do it. I don't
Be
deserve
like,
to be
whose
here.
line is it anyway? You get like negative 1,000 points.
Excellent.
Hey, but you know what? I want one of y'all to try to do the 20 seconds as well, because the 20 seconds is actually a little harder than you think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's true. That's true. All right, Kyle.
All right, I'm going Pride for 300.
All right, for 3. It's a Gaily double. Everyone answer. What does Pride Month mean to you?
I think Pride started at first to mean to me like going out, like maybe watching the parade if I could wake up in time, or like getting drunk and dancing with people. And I think these days I try to think of Pride as like, what am I doing to celebrate myself? And that doesn't have to, that can be going out with friends. It can be like Mike and I hang out and having a drink and talking about like where we are at as gay men. It could be me learning something from history, so that I have more complete knowledge and respect for, LGBTQIA culture. Like maybe it's, I don't know, it could be, maybe it could just be doing something that's self-care for myself to remind myself that investing in myself is also part of what gay pride and joy is about. So I think it's broadened so much from where I started to be whatever takes care of me and enriches me.
Yeah,
I love that.
Yeah. We'll go, let's see here. Maybe go
Mike.
rotate both of it back and forth. Dewan.
Oh, okay.
Both sides.
For me, it is the opportunity to learn more about the rich tapestry of history that we have every single Pride Month. I'm learning so much, about our culture and about trailblazers and people whose stories had got lost. And, for me, it's less about celebrating and it's like parties and but for me, like that entire month, I get exposed to so many different stories and I really love seeing that.
Yeah. Mike.
To me, it means the fight has to go on, man. Like, I did not think that drag queens would be on the bingo card of like people we would go for this year, but here we are. And of course, our trans brothers and sisters and non-binary folks are like totally under siege everywhere. So those people that are like, do we still need pride? Do we still need to be visible and fighting out there in the world? Yes, we absolutely do. And now more than ever, I think, at least in the last, several decades. So the fight continues, I think, is what it means to me.
Yeah. Jarrell.
For me, I think it's an opportunity to focus on one of the intersectionalities of my life of being Black and queer, because I find myself focusing so much on being Black because that's the first thing that people notice or know about me first before anything else. So much of my life is about creating space for Black folks. But I feel when it comes to pride, it's to enrich the spaces that I'm working on or working to create within the Black community, and know that we're not a monolith within being Black, you know, and then making sure that, you know, the queer representation and within my community of being both queer and being Black has a space and has a voice, and there's representation in both. So I like to show up then, but also for me, for pride, is reminding people in the queer community that Black folks should be aware as well too. So to make room for Black folks as well too. So for me, it's just really bringing the intersectionalities of who I am and making sure that it's present in both of my communities.
Yeah, and for me, I would say just being visible, vocal, and friendships. Like I try to learn. And whatever I'm learning, I try to share out, because I just know especially like my social media is kind of a hodgepodge of worlds, especially like the Christian world and growing up in a predominantly white community and things like that. There's this intersectional opportunity, like you were saying, Jarrell, of just being Black and queer, and then also being a Christian and in that church world is showing that it all could intersect and be fine and be glorious, but also educating everyone and educating myself on what that looks like. And then I usually try during Pride Month to at least show up somewhere where a group of my friends are, just to enjoy each other and be visible in public, and showing what that is, whether it's going out to the bars or even just like a rooftop at Dewan's or something like that. Just showing up in that camaraderie during the month and being proud of the journey that we've all been on and that we continue to get on, but just seeing the growth that we've had year over year is something that I like doing during Pride Month. So we'll all get some points for that one.
Yeah.
Okay. Who picked that one?
Kyle
that was
did.
Kyle.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I did, yeah.
I'll do spill the tea for 200. What's your perfect date night?
Oh,
God.
that's a cute question.
What is my perfect date night? Probably, at least I'll say in maybe Philly, because like at least it narrows it down. Maybe going to our favorite sushi spot, because it's right there in the neighborhood. So then maybe even stopping by one of the bars, grabbing a drink, or if it's like I like music, so like I like the energy of bars and things like that. So a couple of the bars have better music than others, but wherever it is, get my life, losing my voice singing, and then coming home and smashing. Hopefully. You'll see, it depends. It might be like, oh girl, he done got too drunk, he knocked out. But anyway. But I mean, just spending time with one another and just enjoying the company. All right, Dewan, what you got, boo?
I got Would You Rather for 400, please.
400. Would you rather orgasm but never come, or orgasm and come enough to fill a 2-liter bottle every single time?
Oh my God.
Every single time. Or both.
Woo!
A 2-liter bottle?
Honey, that's just a surfboard.
I'd rather not come.
There you go.
If I get the orgasm,
let's get everyone's
hey.
reaction. Right.
I don't need all that cleaning up.
Like,
that's work. That's a lot of work.
That is work.
You gotta-
This wasn't a Gaily double, but everybody kind of reacted on that. Kyle, what you thinking, boo?
Yeah, for me, orgasm. For him, give me that 2 liters of cum.
Talk about guggling.
Right. Mike, what you thinking?
No muss, no fuss, no cum. Nope.
There we go. Jarrell.
Oh, I'm coming for 2 liters, bitch, and I'm starting to OnlyFans, but I'm about to be making money, bitch. This is gonna be some
Got a fucking
expensive
water
ass
hose.
cum, okay?
She gonna be,
that's right.
is she gonna be frail by the end of the week? Because it just, 2 liters out of your body, like it's got to come from somewhere.
From my
hydrate.
beautiful scrotum. That's where it's coming from.
Right. Jarrell, what you got, boo?
Spill the tea for 500.
What is your most embarrassing hookup?
Most embarrassing hookup. I mean, I've shared it before. I mean, I think honestly it was just I would probably say it was my first time when I had gay sex for the first time, and he was 9.5 inches, and I just thought it was a regular smuggler size because I only have seen things in porn. And bitch, when I tell you I was crying, bitch, crying so much that he literally, and I was freshly 18 too.
Not
And
fresh
he was
meat.
like, he was like,
Like literally fresh meat.
he was like, I'm so sorry. Do you want to go get some ice cream? Like a kid. And he took me to get ice cream. And I was like,
He said, Lieutenant Dan.
And we literally went to Dairy Queen, and he got me some birthday cake ice cream. I got a blizzard from Dairy Queen.
That is ridiculous.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, God. Mike.
Pride for 500, please.
Pride for 500. What was your gay awakening?
Oh goodness. My boy. One thing that comes to mind, I think, is like my mom. I found her stash of Cosmos, and they always had like the hunk of the month or whatever. I forget what that is called, but I was like, oh no, I'm into this. That like that's scary. Yeah. I think that's it. But like usually, also we're talking about like TV and media and stuff. I don't know. Like I don't know what it says about me, but I kind of had a thing for the Incredible Hulk. So yeah.
I get it.
I get it.
He likes it.
I used to have a thing. I don't know if I've ever shared this. I used to have a thing for the Macho Man, Randy Savage.
Yeah.
And I think it was just like the muscles and the just hyper masculinity thing.
Oh yeah.
But like that young, right? Exactly. But like that young, I didn't have the words of what I was feeling, but all I knew was like, I like that.
Yep.
That's all I remember thinking. It's like, ooh. And now I'm like, ooh, okay, I see. Like now I'm like, okay, he's not that attractive, but I get the aesthetic potentially of why I was saying, ooh, yeah. Kyle.
Let's see. Would you rather for 300?
300. Would you rather have all of your photos on your phone be posted online or your porn search history be posted online?
Photos. Definitely photos. I'm pretty tame when it comes to the photo side. The searches when I can get down a rabbit hole that I do not need anyone else knowing about. I'm going to keep that to myself. You can see my ass a little bit. That's fine.
Love it. What haven't I done? I'll do. Did I do a spill the tea already?
Yeah.
I haven't done. Did I do a pride?
You did divas and spill the tea, I think.
Okay, pride. What was your first gay pride and your favorite pride memory? And that was Pride for 100. My first gay pride wasn't until late, honestly. It wasn't until I moved to Chicago, maybe. So it was like the first year I was in Chicago, and I was just like, oh, this is fun. But it was like also overwhelming because that was like really when I was starting to come out. And it was just like, okay, obviously you're just like, okay, where do I fit in? This is a lot of hodgepodge of everything. What do I like? What do I not like? Where do I fit? Where do I not fit? Whatever, And especially I didn't have a lot of, I'm trying to think that first pride. I think I might have even went with my straight roommate from college. So I wasn't really immersed in the Chicago gay scene that deeply yet. So I didn't really have a group of folks to really kind of start navigating me. I think I actually had met maybe my friend Garrett by that point, but I didn't know like Dewan yet and things like that at that point. So I didn't have a sense of community maybe yet either during my first gay pride. But then my favorite pride memory, oh man, I've had a lot. I mean, I've done like World Pride in New York. That was a blast. I went the year to DC Pride, the year where we all kind of like marched against Trump. That was memorable. maybe my favorite was actually maybe my last one in Chicago, because like we were on the rooftop at like our friend Nathan's, and I think I knew at that point that I was moving, so I was just really soaking in everything at that point, just saying, man, I had made a great group of friends by that point, and was immersed in the community, and I felt proud, and so I think that's always going to be one that always stands out. So. We'll have a few more here. We'll try to hurry up on here. Who's next? Dwan.
Let's do Spill the Tea for 100.
For 100. I get instantly turned on, riled up by when if.
I would say if it's something that's being done to me, then I would say like making out turns me on, and it can turn me off, like all the way off. Yeah.
That's a true statement too.
Like I love
worse than a bad
kissing. Absolutely love it. Like face, beer burns, the whole bit.
I know that's right, bitch. Jarrell.
Divas 400.
100 or 400?
400.
Gaily double. Blue, 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 blue. Everyone answer. Who is the most overrated gay diva?
Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift. 100%. It's unanimous.
Kyle.
Wait, is it unanimous?
We'll see.
Nope, apparently not.
Who's yours, Kyle?
I can't. Who's overrated?
You got to throw somebody under the bus.
It is not Taylor Swift to me. I can't think of who it is, but I don't think
Kyle,
it's.
you broke the circle.
I don't think it's Taylor Swift. I'm sorry. I think she's got some talent there.
I think she got some talent as well, but I just think it's
going down
overrated.
in your points.
That's fair. That's fair.
You don't have an answer though. You like them all.
Yeah, pop divas are like my go-to. Like that is all the music I listen to. So I think everyone's appropriately
Who's not on
rated.
the playlist that you're like, you know what? She doesn't do it for me.
I don't know. I mean, maybe some of the newer ones. Dua Lipa. I just don't listen to her. I know nothing about
she's
her.
so good.
I like a couple of the things I've heard. I don't know.
It's like she I.
Yeah. I'm
let's
sure
see
she's
here.
great, but
I will do. I forget.
Wait,
what I've
aren't we
done.
supposed to
We
all
just
answer
had
that one?
Oh yeah, that's right. Thank you, Gaily double. Yep. Who has an answer? Well, we
all
answered,
answered,
right?
but it's
Taylor.
Mike's turn.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I was thinking of somebody
Yeah,
else.
it's Mike's turn to pick.
It's Mike's. Okay.
Yeah, 'cause I
Mike,
picked
what
that
did
one.
go?
Oh,
okay.
Let's round out Spill the Tea then. Spill the Tea for 400, please.
Most inappropriate place you've gotten off.
Oh God. In
On this podcast.
the shortest. Well, yeah. I mean, no. The shortest answer is like at my desk at work. I was I used to work the night shift at the library when I was in college, and like that was I was there for hours on end with nobody around. So that just nature called.
And we have the video.
And
Right.
Mike delivered.
2 liters.
Right. 2 liters.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, Kyle.
let's go. Would you rather for 500?
Would you rather have below average sex every day for the rest of your life? Oh, not life, or great sex once a year for the rest of your life?
Man, every day. Like, I like sex, but every day is a big commitment. Sometimes I'm tired. Some days I got things going on. I would say great sex once a year.
There we go. Let's see here. I will do. I done that. I guess I'll do this. Well, I don't want to do a timer myself, so I'll do Pride. Oh wait, we already did a
Yeah, we
gateway
did that
name.
one.
did that
Yeah.
Well, I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't know what. Whoops! I'll just get rid of that one. I might have done a double there, and I get myself points. Diva, favorite gay pride diva anthem. Oh man, what is one that I have to listen to into Pride Month? I mean, I always feel like at the beginning of the month I have to listen to the Diana Ross. I'm coming out.
I
Like,
knew you were going to say
it's like
that.
you have because you gotta do the I love you. I love, like I just fantasize with a big afro, living my best fantasy. Like that one you just have. It's jovial. It's yeah. You kind of I gotta get that one
And
out.
name another song that has a trombone solo in it. That's
Part of it. That part of it. So yeah, so that one. But then like I gotta always listen to like Crystal Waters. I gotta get like a little house moment in there, you know, a little CeCe Peniston in there. And then yeah, there's a lot. But I think I always have to start with Diana. All right, DeWanda, we got two more. You got 100 and 500 in the Who Can in 20 seconds. So
right.
which one do you want, DeWan?
I'll do 100.
Name 10 underwear brands in 25 seconds, starting now.
Calvin Klein, Tommy Hilfiger, Poppy, Jockey, 10?
8 seconds.
Damn. Andrew Christensen, Victoria's Secret, Hanes,
There we go.
Fruit of the Looms, Tom Ford.
That's only the 7, right? Nope, going down on that one. Sorry.
Damn.
Lost some points on that.
Oh, well.
All right, Jarrell.
All right, what we got?
500. Name
Oh,
10
God.
sexual positions in 20 seconds. Here we go.
No idea. Doggy style, cowgirl, reverse cowgirl, missionary. I don't know. Face down, ass up.
Whatever that's called.
Bent over the counter, hanging off the sofa.
Time's up.
on the
I like where
balcony
you're going
rail.
with this. At CC,
In the shower.
Right.
The question was name 10 sexual, not your favorite sexual.
I could only speak
Oh,
of what
man,
I know
we'll
of,
give
okay?
You came through at the end there, Jarrell. You win. I don't know how. I don't know why.
Started
but
from
you
the
did.
bottom, now we're here.
Good work.
Man. So yeah, a little fun, you know. But
yeah.
Gayish. You know how much we love you guys. We appreciate you taking the time to hop on here. And the community, if you didn't know, we were just on Gayish, so please check that episode out. Please. What else besides the tour? What else do you want to tout here? Where can they find you? Anything else you want to tout?
Yeah, our website's gayishpodcast.com, and we're Gayish Podcast on all the socials and everything. We're out there except TikTok because we refuse. And if you're interested in the tour and getting tickets, it's at gayishpodcast.com/live.
Yay.
Love it.
I hope y'all check
Anything
it out.
else on your heart and mind there, Kyle? Anything else you want to add?
No, we love y'all too. Thank you so much for having on and for everything you do. Y'all are awesome.
Oh,
Thank
appreciate you.
you.
Well, DeWan, Jarrell, anything on your hearts and minds for the beginning of Pride before we get out of here?
Happy Pride Month, y'all. Enjoy. Make sure you make space for everybody while you celebrate yourself as well, too. And make sure you drink plenty of water.
Make this a
Anything,
very just hug free zone for the next month. Like, show your love, give people hugs, let people know you care about them, have fun, be safe, and we love y'all.
Oh, but ask for permission, though, because don't touch me. Consent. Get consent for them hugs.
You can hug me. You got the consent. But if you the girls at the random bachelorette parties, don't grab my ass no more.
Some of y'all trifling. COVID is still out there.
That part. So wash your hands with your legs and your ass, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.
We a mess.
Not this big bukkake bitch over here. Keep the fingers wide open because there's multiples.
It's like an octopus.
That's right, Corral.
They call you Ursula, bitch.
Right. A mess.
They gonna take that off the interwebs. They're like, it's like, this is not for children.